Entitled friend causes me to have surgery. So first off, obligatory apology for posting via mobile, and it has been many years so I don't remember most of this. Also very long story TLDR, stolen chalk plus steel door equals surgery and free dolls important. M is me, EF is entitled friend, EFS is her sister, and DH are my brothers. So some backstory, my dad was in the Air Force when I was younger, and when I was 3 we moved to the base in Guam. Now this base was very protective of kids, to the point it was standard that you would see 5 or 6 year olds walking around the mall alone and no one cared. Because of this, one night when I was about 4 or 5 I went out with my friends to play on the sidewalk, and all that was required was that DH, 3 and 6 years older than me, and EFS, I think 5 years older than me, were watching us. So there we were playing and drawing on the sidewalk. NGL, I was a little spoiled as a kid due to other surgeries I had, and my parents wanted me happy. So I had the big fat chalk that could actually be used without breaking. But I didn't mind sharing since I pretty much only used pink and yellow. EF, on the other hand, only had the thin kind since she was saving up her allowance for a toy I think. But once she saw my chalk, EF, let me borrow a blue What? EF, I want to use blue but, other friend, is using mine Oh, sure, here you go. I handed her the blue and continued drawing my flower. All is well for a minute or so until suddenly my beloved pink chalk is ripped from my hand. I look up to see that EF had somehow broken my blue and stolen my pink. Hey, EF, what? You said I could borrow it. Besides you don't use the blue anyway but I was using the pink. EF, oh, well here, and breaks my pink in half and hands it to me, my beloved pink. We had drawn so many flowers and hearts and houses together. My favorite color, and this little bitch just snapped it in half. I just stared at her, before looking around to see if anyone else noticed. My other friends had and no one seemed to know what to say. DH were busy showing EFS their Yu-Gi-Oh cards to notice. So I did what any 4 or 5 year old would do. I'm telling on you, I immediately start to run over to EF's house, with EF following me. She was the fastest kid in our class, and I was the slowest. So she got to the door first and immediately tried to block me from knocking. So I grabbed the doorknob and tried to open it. She pushed back and it became a tug of war that lasted a couple seconds before I was able to open the door an inch. I stuck my hand out, most likely to open it further, before EF slammed the door shut on my pinky finger. Then I blacked out. Fun fact about the doors on Guam and the Air Force Base, due to the annual typhoons they have steel right in the middle, so that way it doesn't get ripped off, and my pinky was right where that steel is. What I've heard from parents, a couple streets down my dad was walking our dog. Suddenly he could hear a child screaming. Give you one guess on who? Immediately he ran until he found me. Wasn't that hard considering our neighbors were surrounding me. EF's mom had wrapped paper towels around my hand since that was all she had and couldn't stop apologizing and told my dad she had called 911. My arm was covered in blood. Meanwhile EF, EFS, and my friends were all staring just blank-faced due to shock from all of the blood. At some point before the slamming door, my brothers had gone back home. When asked where I was, they told my mom OM is crying over something, she's fine. Then my dad walks in with me in his arms. The ambulance comes, with me fading in and out of consciousness, my mom trying to get me to sing different nursery songs so that I don't pass out. Everyone is on our lawn and offering to watch DH while we are at the hospital. Ambulance gets me to the hospital and I am raced to the ER. The paramedics had taken the paper towels off, and we found out that the pad of my finger was hanging on a sliver of skin. The doctor said I needed surgery to fix it, and the missionaries from the church, Mormon, got there just in time to bless me before I went in. Fast forward a week later, I'm out of the hospital on bed/couch rest, central room and house plus unlimited TV, and some really nice pain meds. DH are at school and my parents are watching Beauty and the Beast for the millionth time with me. Then there's a knock at the door. Thinking it was another neighbor or church member bringing food, my dad goes up and answers the door. Guess who? Yeah, turns out EF's dad, who had been away on military business, was not happy when he found out what happened. He had been scheduled to come home anyway and the family had been planning on an outing to celebrate. Needless to say, that didn't happen. Instead, both EF and EFS were grounded and taken to the mall where they both had to buy me a present each using their saved allowance. They then went to my house. Once it was explained to my parents why this family was on our doorstep, they were allowed in and taken to the living room where I was on the couch, with a million pillows, blankets, and my finger wrapped up. The 2 girls then had to apologize to me while being stared down by both of my parents and their father. Meanwhile, I'm just high off my ass wondering where the dancing furniture went. Movie was paused. As far as I know, the police weren't involved, but that family moved not that long afterwards, so the higher-ups in the base most likely were. And that is how chalk caused me to have a surgery as a child. Hope you enjoyed, LOL.